Soldiers. What's the best thing you've ever heard a drill sergeant say? Story 1. The Navy man here. Got a few great ones for everybody. Spring of 2011. Whole berthing in the shower together singing It's Raining Men when the RDC, Recruit Division Commander, E4 and above, comes in and screams, "You swinging sausages got about 20 seconds before I come in and rain my boot up your butt." Large black Navy Chief, E7, walks into our compartment one day and says he feels like making it rain. Oh God, please no. Then before I could get ready, he's already dropping people on the deck and making them do intense exercises. He walks up to one recruit and asks him, "Does the chief like Hennessy or Hypnotic?" "Hennessy, chief." "Wrong, you racist, I like Jack Daniels." Then proceeds to turn up the PT on this individual. Next person. "Is chief good at basketball or football?" "Basketball." "Wrong, chief is good at everything." Another time we were offered ice cream for supper one Sunday. We all took the ice cream because, well, we freaking deserved it. We knew we were going to pay for it, so I got the bright idea to put the wrappers on my tray. So we walk in a straight line to throw our trays away, and the RDCs are looking for any signs of ice cream. Then they come to me as I'm throwing away the wrappers. "Recruit, did you eat 60 freaking ice cream bars?" "Yes, chief, every one of them." More if you're interested. And here we go. We're getting started with a nice miscellaneous sample of the rest of the video. I think drill sergeants have to put on a character to be able to command soldiers in this manner. It has to be hard to keep it up for long periods of time, though. Story 2. Soldier gets a letter from his wife. Drill Sergeant J. "Hey, jerk, why does your wife like these 2 fingers?" Holds out his hand with index and middle finger extended. "'Cause they're mine." Another story. One day we're, platoon, all in line for dinner chow and the drill sergeant asks us, "Which one of you jerks likes sugar cookies?" No one says anything besides the one guy that we all call the Blue Falcon, Buddy Sucker. He says, "I love DS." No crap, what happens next screwed our world up for a week. He proceeds to say, "Oh, you guys are screwed. Every single last one of you sap-sucking wusses." We eat chow and get back to the barracks and drill sergeant is screaming at us to all get into the showers. We're all in the showers, 6-man showers with 60 guys. He makes us turn on cold water so that it's literally just pouring water all over everyone, while we're literally on top of each other in these showers. While it seems like all hell is breaking loose, he yells, "Everyone get the crap down to the PT field!" Next thing you know, 60 soaking wet like we just got out of a pool privates are rolling in the sand pit. Drill sergeant says to us, "Now those are some delicious looking sugar cookies." And he made that Buddy Sucker lick another private's wet and sandy face. Wow, I feel like I'm reading about hazing incidents. This is just crazy. I can just imagine a soldier getting a care package from home and groaning at the sight of home-baked sugar cookies. Story 3. My dad was the soldier here. Sergeant was lining everybody up the first day fresh off the bus and some folks weren't prepared. It's already dark at night. My father came in black slacks and a sweater. Done. He got no crap for it. Someone was in a freaking Hawaiian shirt and tourist shorts. Another bunch of guys in your typical dumb streetwear. They all got called out on it. One guy starts to cry. Sarge gets in his face. "Hey, you gonna cry? You wanna go home? Do you wanna go home?" Unintelligible blubbering. "Go, jerk! Run back to officer at the gate right now!" Guy starts hauling butt back to where the bus left and some officers were standing. Sergeant waits for him to make it halfway across this big stretch, then points to the officers, shouts back, "When you get there, they'll shoot your butt!" Guy skidded to a stop and came slinking back, laughed at by all. Automatic bottom of the barrel for the rest of the stay. Well, first impressions matter. I know there's a lot of pressure on the first day, especially with someone yelling in your face the first day off the bus. It's sad that he was labeled a pariah for the rest of his stay like that. It would take a lot of strength just to get back up from that. Story 4. Not a soldier, but a Marine here, and this is always my favorite. Before we start, it should be known my last name is Miller. You'll understand why it's relevant. It was 12:30 a.m., and I was standing fire watch, standing guard in front of the door to make sure nobody came in without proper authority, among other duties. My drill instructor walks in with some random recruit. He yells, "You, stand in front of fire watch!" And the kid just walks in front of me. Then he yells, "State your name!" And the kid yells, "Recruit Miller, sir!" Then my drill instructor yells, "Fire watch! State your name!" and I yell, "Recruit Miller, sir!" My drill instructor then goes, "Well, holy crap! It looks like we have 2 Recruit Millers. It looks like we're gonna have to find out who the real Recruit Miller is." For the next 10 minutes, we had to scream out the top of our lungs back and forth, "You're not the real Recruit Miller! This recruit is!" Half the frickin' platoon got woken up. They pretended to cough to cover up their laughter. And for the rest of boot camp, all the recruits called me the real Recruit Miller. Good frickin' times. There's more to the story, but it's already long enough, and I'm sure nobody really cares. Since a few people asked for it, scroll down and there's a little reply to Penguin Man 575 where I go into the rest of the story. That's pretty creative. I'd hate to lose my voice simply because I had the same name as someone else. I wonder what they do with all the Smiths that sign up. That would be a very loud crowd. Story 5. By 1998, when I went through Paris Island, Full Metal Jacket had run its course. Using a saying from that movie was considered cliché and boring, so my drill instructor's attitude toward verbal berating was to be as witty and original as possible. I had much respect for their efforts. However hard they tried, they never really captured the moment with their smack talk, until we went to the Crucible. At this point in training, you're exposed to many more instructors, which means a lot more creative punishment. For example, I had trouble fashioning a rope into a rappelling harness or climbing harness, I don't know the proper term. The ropes were constantly sliding up my butt, and I would squat and pull to clear my butt cheeks of camouflage and thick rope. Of course, this was quickly noticed by a short, heavy fellow with something to prove. With a look of pure joy and excitement, he approached me to ask if I was a ballerina. I assured him I was not. He disagreed. I was then sent on a mission to perform my newfound talents as a ballerina for the entire company, dipping and spinning, twirling and skipping through the woods. At first, I attempted to do the bare minimum to satisfy his self-importance, but he knew I was half-assing the performance. After some harsh words, I decided to own that crap and give the performance of a lifetime. I was known as the ballerina for the next few weeks and would have to reprise my role several times before I was off that freaking island. That seems unnecessary. Maybe the instructor did feel like he had something to prove, and I applaud the soldier for owning it. Sure, he got called names, but he seemed to own that too. Story 6. Army Infantry out. Drills used to make gay references to battle buddies, so me and my really good friends are at the PX restocking on baby wipes and stuff before we go to the field for a week. Drill Sergeant Jay used to always make some wild stuff up. Particularly on this day, he was checking your bags and receipts to make sure we didn't buy anything we weren't supposed to have. Me and Craig walk up to Drill Sergeant Jay, and this is how the conversation goes. Drill Sergeant Jay. "Jake? Craig? Get the freak over here, wusses!" We run over there with our bags. Drill Sergeant Jay. "You gays got any lube or anything you know you ain't supposed to have?" "Negative, Drill Sergeant." Drill Sergeant Jay. "Jake, here's what I want you to do. Go in there and get a Playgirl so you can have Craig read it to you while you jerk him off." Roger, Drill Sergeant." Drill Sergeant Jay turns to the other drills. "I told you they were gay! Get the hell out of my face, you sausage-beating weirdos!" Can a drill sergeant be canceled? I'm sure that even harsher words have been said in the Army for much, much longer. And since they're in the Army, I'm sure they've gotten away with it too. I wonder how seriously some people take those words. Story 7. I always got crap for my stubble. We were lining up for chow one day and the drill sergeant is inspecting everybody. It's 12:30 and I had some gnarly stubble going on. He zeroes in on this pretty damn fast and proceeds to conjure up a crap storm. Drill Sergeant. "Did you shave this morning, trainee?" Me. "Yes, sir." Drill Sergeant. "With what? A spoon? A hot piece of coal? Turn 90 degrees to your left. One more time. You see that building across the grassy knoll past the Red Dodge looking thing? That's the PX. They have a whole plethora of razors there. They have Schlick, Hydros, Gillettes. Hell, they even have bags of disposables you can get for $4.75. It's amazing! Turn around and face me. Have you ever seen Full House, son?" Me. "Yes, sir." Drill Sergeant. "Because you look like John Stamos. Go shave." I started carrying a razor in my pocket. Story 8. I went to the Coast Guard Academy, so we didn't have drill sergeants or company commanders. Just senior cadets who are the cadre for our version of basic training. One of the things we have to do is, when running through the building, turn all corners at exactly 90 degrees. And we have to keep our arms pinned to our sides, bent at 90 degrees, forearms parallel to the deck, upper arm perpendicular. One kid always ran with his hands open while doing this instead of closed fists for some reason. When the cadre saw that, they had him yell, "Roar! I'm a T-Rex, sir!" and wave his stubby little claw arms around every time he squared a corner. And then I would get in trouble for laughing my butt off in the hallway. Story 9. I was working with a drill sergeant in the parade square when he saw one recruit marching by himself. Now, when marching in a squad, you have to march at the same step as everybody else to look smart in uniform, but when you're by yourself, you only have your own steps and cadence to follow. The drill sergeant says to me, "Watch this," and then proceeds to scream, "Young man, you are out of step!" And the recruit just absolutely craps himself at the confusion and just runs away in fear. That crap had me in stitches for a long time, and he told me it was his private ritual he follows with every new intake he gets. Okay, that's pretty funny. How can you be out of step with yourself? That's gotta be the funniest way to catch someone mentally off guard. It's almost a harmless prank. Story 10. Don't you open your mouth when you're talking to me! I stood awkwardly, not saying anything with no idea what to do. My army friend told me that during basic a woman broke her neck, and as the paramedics were driving her away, a drill sergeant yelled, "Someone order her a pizza! A vegetable pizza!" Story 11. We were all lined up in our platoon bay, and one of my drill sergeants was strolling through, lecturing us about one thing or another. As he walked through, he stopped and did a double take on one of my battle buddies that had pretty bad acne scarring. Then he spit out a gem that I'll never forget. "What the hell? What the hell happened to your face? It looks like someone lit it on fire and tried to put it out with a pitchfork." He had so many great one-liners, I wish I could remember more of them for you. Story 12. Are you freaking serious? Freaking joking with me? Am I being punked? Is Ashton Kutcher going to jump out of those bushes and say, "Gotcha, jerk"? Used multiple times, such as the guy marching in front of me that put his boots on the wrong feet, or when one guy stole someone else's study book. Well, you can't expect the references to always be dated. Time marches on, and sometimes you have to update your material. You think any drill sergeants ever mentioned Mario or Sonic? How about Kanye? Story 13. Not seen, but heard about. The drill sergeants were doing the shakedown, basically tearing through your luggage to make sure you didn't have any unauthorized items. One individual had an iPod from the plane ride. The drill sergeant flips the hell out and makes this poor girl put the headphones in. He's shuffling through the songs when he lands on Taylor Swift's Love Story. He turns up the iPod's volume as high as it will go and demand that she sing the song in its entirety, as loud as she can. She did, and I wish I would have seen that whole scene take place. Story 14. He took a break to walk during the run, and a training instructor immediately flew upon him. Training instructor. "Why did you stop running?" Trainee. "Ma'am, I can't breathe." He's huffing and puffing. Training instructor. "What do you call that you're doing now, trainee?" Trainee. Breathing, ma'am." Training instructor. "Give me your 3-4-1 for sucking and start pushing." He got to do push-ups until the training instructor deemed he had caught his breath enough to resume running, and then continue running to make up for what he missed. Story 15. Someone called a sergeant Sarge. He replied with the following. "There are only 3 kinds of Sarge in this world. A massage, a sausage, and a passage. If you call me Sarge one more time, I will massage my sausage up your back passage. Call me Sergeant." Okay, noted. I can understand that one. Sarge can be seen as too informal. They don't want the recruits to be too comfortable and think they can slack off in front of the command. Story 16. During a class on camouflage face paint, "You look like you just ate out the Hulk's butthole. There are people in this world who love you, but none of them are here." Whenever we would get group smoked or if we were doing strength PT, we had a drill sergeant that would try to encourage us by saying, "Let's go, ladies. I know you're stronger than that. You survived a coat hanger for 9 months." Story 17. In the first few days of basic training, the drill sergeant asked if anyone knew how to drive a stick. Everyone who raised their hand was then made to get a wooden push broom and drive them all over our common area. In the chow hall, "Squeeze in, privates, nut to butt. Make your buddy smile." Story 18. This one is only slightly related, but I screwed up and went off looking for Chemlite batteries. I went through 4 different sergeants before one finally dropped his crap, stared at me, and just said, "Do you have any freaking idea what you just asked me?" It clicked finally. I walked away back to the freaking corporal who told me to get them in the first place. He just said, "That's the first time someone actually did it." Oh, that's just cruel. There's something about corporals that just seems automatically scummy. Just above the privates where he just was, below the sergeants where he still has to take orders. Just caught in the middle with a lot of pressure that has to be taken out on somebody. Story 19. To a white, blonde, pale-skinned recruit who just got a sunburn. Holy crap balls! You look like a sun-screwed onion! Story 20. British Army sergeant to a guy in my section who had a bad stutter. What's your name? Gasper, staff. I'll just call you Gasper for short, shall I? A bit vaudevillian response to the joke, but not too bad. 3 out of 5. I'm sure it's all in the delivery, too. You probably had to be there. Story 21. To a recruit with thick glasses. Holy crap! You see into the future with those things? Story 22. Smith, I didn't see you at camouflage practice today. Thank you, sir. Story 23. Shut the hell up, privates. The only voices I should be hearing are the ones in my head.